topic. So till now we have seen JUnit. JUnit is a very basic unit testing framework. So which is going to help us to design our automation test cases in a easy and quick and faster way. And now TestNG is another framework like JUnit. So the inspiration for this TestNG creation is JUnit only. Based on the JUnit only, they started this TestNG. And TestNG also another very popular unit testing framework for Java programming language. If you are using a Java, this is one of the popular. And so, but what are the differences of JUnit and TestNG? That's one of the famous interview question also. And but let's now discuss first a little bit on TestNG. Then I'll explain the difference between JUnit and TestNG. TestNG is a next generation testing framework, which is mainly used to design different types of test cases. You can design unit test cases, integration test cases, regression, and system test cases, user interface test cases, end-to-end test cases, all different kinds of test cases. You can design very effectively with the TestNG framework. So what is TestNG? It's a next generation testing framework. So which is basically, so designs your automation scenarios. Basically the code is from Selenium, but to get a convenient way, reporting, data supplying, logs, all that can be achieved with these frameworks. See, your test cases will be on one side. All your test cases, TestNG test cases, test scripts are here. That you can supply to your TestNG framework by giving a data from Excel sheet to your test cases. Once you run the TestNG test, it will give a reports. It will generate the logs. So it will generate the test reports, it will generate the logs, and you can use these reports to see which test cases are failing, which test cases are passing. That's the main advantage of this TestNG. Okay. And so what are the advantages of TestNG? So you have seen in JUnit very limited annotations, right? Only class level, at the rate before all, at the rate after all, unpair, at the rate before each, at the rate after each. This is the method level. Basically, before each, after each are method level. And at the rate test is a test case method. So if you mention any method above, at the rate test means it's a test case. Very small annotations you have. Same in JUnit also, we have a lot of annotations. Okay. Okay. Now, so what are the advantages of TestNG? So TestNG provides a rich annotation support. First point. Rich means why you are calling rich annotations. You can get a from suit to tag to till method level. So many annotations you will get. That's why we are calling rich annotation support. TestNG generates better HTML and XSLT reports. It will give you HTML reports, nice reports. So you are not getting generally, right? Selenium depends on TestNG only to get the reports. We can prioritize the test cases. So now here, if you see previous test cases you have seen, right? More test cases when you write. It is running alphabetical order wise. But always that doesn't work out. Your method name can be different. Sometimes no, it doesn't work out, but you want to run your own order. That option you don't have in JNet, but you have that option in the TestNG with a priority keyword. So you can prioritize the test cases using priority keyword. So this is how we will write @test priority equal to 1, 2, 3, 4 like that. So which is the lowest priority you mentioned here? That @test method will execute first. Okay, next. We can skip the test cases. For example, you don't want to run particular test case. Unnecessary time waste. You're debugging some of the issue and you want to run only particular test case field that you want to debug. But other test case you don't need. And it's a time waste. Then what you need to do? You have to, so you don't want to run that test case. How can you stop then? Then this is the one. @test enabled equal to false. You mention @test enabled equal to false. So automatically that test case won't be run. It will skip. That's how to skip the test case in TestNG. And how you can do in JNet? So @test method above, right? @disabled in JNet 5. Then that test case will won't run. That's a difference. So prioritization you don't have in JNet, but you have in TestNG. You can skip the test case both in JNet and TestNG. JNet you have a @disabled. In TestNG you have @test parenthesis inside. You have to write enabled equal to false. Then it will skip. So we can set the dependency among test methods. In JUnit, you cannot set the dependency. There is no option at all. But in TestNG you have. So depends on methods parameter you can use. @test parenthesis depends on methods equal to, you mention the method name. This test method depends on which method. That method name you can specify. So we can set the dependency among test methods. That's another very important concept. We can group the test cases. So at the rate test, groups equal to smoke, sanity, regression. You can categorize your test cases. The categorization can be done with groups keyword in TestNG. Even in JUnit also you have tags concept is there. You can use that. Okay. Next, you can run the test cases parallelly on multiple browsers. Okay. So we can also do a data-driven testing using a data provider annotation. This option you don't have in JUnit. You can supply parameter values. Parameters you will specify in the method parenthesis, right? That parameter values you can supply from XML file using @parameters annotation. Okay. So that's the main advantages and disadvantages of JUnit and TestNG. So one more time, I'm just recapping. You have very less annotations in JUnit. You have very rich annotations in TestNG. That's the first point. Second point, you can not prioritize a test case in JUnit, but you can prioritize the test cases in TestNG using priority keyword. So you won't get a better reports in JUnit, but you will get a better reports, HTML reports in TestNG. You can skip the test case in JUnit also with a disabled keyword. You can skip the test cases in TestNG using @test enabled equal to false by writing @test enabled equal to false. Okay, so let's go and install. Okay, so this point, let me give this point, differences I'm giving, right? In JUnit, you cannot set the dependency among test methods. But in TestNG, you can set the dependency among test methods using depends on methods concept. In JUnit, you can group the test case using tags keyword. In TestNG, you can group the test case using groups keyword. And you can do a data-driven testing using data provider annotation in TestNG, but you don't have this feature in JUnit. You can supply the parameters from XML file using @parameters annotation in TestNG. You don't have this option in JUnit. Okay. Any questions?
Awesome.
Now, let's install the TestNG in the Eclipse. Can you all open your Eclipses? You can go to this simple, I have given very clear instructions. You can take this, copy this value, and open your Eclipse. Quickly you can finish installing this. Help, install new software. So where you need to go? Help, install new software. So then click on add. Give the name TestNG and value that one. Click on add. So then you will get an option in that pending place TestNG. So you got it right. Then you check the checkbox. Then this next button will be enabled. Okay. So can you do that? So once you need to come from help menu, install new software, click on add, TestNG, and location you give this one. Click on add. Then, so first initially you will see pending, then you can see TestNG option. Click on this and click on next. So finish. It will install. It will install and you will get a one pop-up also. Just install it. Okay, so next, so select all, trusted selected. Restart. See now, how do you know whether it is installed? So go to your any project, okay, and right click on the any class. Then you can see there is a TestNG option. That's the indication. So you have successfully installed it. Okay. So that's the indication how you can so tell that. So whether you successfully installed or not. Done? Are any questions here? Is it done? Or any questions?
No questions.